Laredo, take us out.
Take her out.
All right. Take flight each and every Friday night. Join the fun and let's go off-world. Geek out with us live where the nerdiness will thrive. Buckle up and let's go off-world. Toys, comics, pop culture news, movies and so much more. Matthew, Jesse, Curtis, and Sean are your guides on this fun-filled tour. Take flight each and every Friday night. Join the fun and let's go off-world. Let's go off-world. Let's go off-world. Hey, hey, hey. Let's go off-world tonight.
Woo! Let's move some people around. Let's shuffle. Okay.
Though.
Yeah, that works. That works.
Oh,
So good morning, everybody.
What's happening, guys?
How's it going? So yeah, just kind of an impromptu little Christmas haul thing. So how was everybody's Christmas, first of all?
Wonderful. I have
Really
not
good.
left the house since Christmas Eve morning, so
Yeah.
I love it.
Beautiful. Rick says, great theme song. Was that Jeremy? Yes, that was Jeremy.
100%.
Jeremy DeWitt is amazing. Also, check out the Legends of Grayskull podcast. They've got a theme song by Jeremy.
Yep.
And soon, Shooting the Shelf. We've got one coming up by Jeremy to start the new year. So, yeah, very talented dude. If you need a theme song, Jeremy DeWitt is your guy. So,
Absolutely.
Jesse, how was your Christmas?
it was holly jolly.
Very nice. Very nice. And Sean?
I got to hear how loud and how high pitched my kids can scream when they opened up their big present of the year.
Oh,
We splurged and Santa brought both of my kids the Nintendo Switch finally, along with a whole bunch of games, and they lost their minds for the rest of the afternoon. So,
beautiful.
yeah.
Like to hear that.
and then we did 4-player Mario Kart last night to end the night, with my wife even joining in, and she was smiling the whole time. So I was like, okay, everybody's in on this. This
Yeah,
is the
Sean's
best present
winning.
ever.
There we go. Well, I know this is kind of live and impromptu, but we do have several folks in the chat with us here.
What's up, Joe?
Yeah.
Nice to see you.
We've got Billy Beige, Rygon, Joe Gonzalez, of course. You know, I think we could go live at like 3:27 in the morning with no notice, and Joe would just be here.
Yeah.
He would just be on waiting for us.
Yeah, he's got the channel playing
Yeah.
24/7. Just there's
Yeah.
usually nothing there.
We have got Sig on. By the way, Joe, real quick, and I'm not gonna try to delve too much into this, but I am doing a Joe Gonzalez tribute figure right now. Just so you know,
Mm.
FYI. We got Sig on here. We got Rick, obviously, Faded FU, and Hedgehog just popped in. So, welcome everybody joining us live. I don't think this is going to go too long. We're just showing off some Christmas goodies. So after the shuffling, it looks like Sean. Looks like you're up first. You want to show us what you got?
All right. My daughter completely spoiled this one, but I love her for it anyway. So she went out shopping on, when was it? 23rd, the day before Christmas Eve. And she texts me, she's like, hey, did you get this figure that I know you wanted, but it's not for Christmas? I go, no. Good. And this shows up under my Christmas tree yesterday.
Nice.
Oh, very nice.
I love the NECA Universal Monster series. I think they're doing great. And Dracula is my favorite out of the group. So she finally helped me get this one in my possession. So I can't complain.
Probably the second best Dracula after Monster Squad Dracula. So,
I mean, he's the one that I think of the most in my head when I think Dracula. But Monster Squad Dracula, he didn't pull any punches. He called a little girl a bitch. I mean, jeez.
That's true. That's true.
Why have they not made Monster Squad figures?
I don't know, man.
The way you guys all freaking go on about the shitty movie all the time, like it's.
Now, see, I got Curtis's back on this one. Not so much Cloak and Dagger, but I will always go to bat for you on Monster Squad.
Not all of us.
I mean,
Not
I don't
all of
need.
us.
Yeah, I don't need the kids and stuff, but I would definitely
No,
take
just the monsters. Yeah,
I would definitely take the monsters. Give me Frank and the Swamp Thing and Wolfman. Heck, I'd even take like the vampire chicks that are like the side characters. I'd take them too. Well, I would need Rudy. I'd need Rudy on a bike.
Yeah. With his penny loafers.
Yeah. Yeah, and a crossbow or something. Yeah.
Yep.
So make sure the Wolfman's got the nards though. If he doesn't have the nards, then it's
absolutely
it's not Monster Squad.
And Horace.
I need to make a Rudy now.
Would it have like a play feature where it's got like like this little stress ball like part right in the crotch, little squishy.
Yeah. I know it's kind of combining two different parts, but you could have it where you push the balls and the figure explodes.
Yeah.
Wow. Like it blows up. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm all about it.
Yeah.
Kind of like the old Horde Trooper armor where you put the chest, but it's
now that I think about it, I do want the kids because I do need Horace with a shotgun.
Yep.
Yeah.
My name is Horace.
Well, you do it in 2 packs, right? One monster and one kid.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't have them. You'd have the one monster and one kid in it. Yeah. They're 2 packs. That's how you'd sell them.
You definitely have to put Frank and the little girl together. Like that would be
Horace and the creature from the Black Lagoon because you can kill him then, and then Rudy with the Brides of Dracula because he takes them out. Yeah, I'd be all about it.
Anything else, Sean?
I did get a box that had a little note in it, which was really cool that my wife gave me. That apparently Atlas 2 and the bear will be coming my way, courtesy of her as part of my present this year too.
Very nice.
So that made me just smock. I'm like, I made my wife get me a Mythic Legions pre-order finally. This is the best. It never happened until that time. So that was awesome.
You got her to go to Store Horseman. Very nice.
I got her to go to Store Horseman, and she pulled the trigger for 2 of them. So
beautiful.
Thank you, honey. That was awesome.
Awesome.
Nope.
Well, I was gonna go to Jesse next, but it looks like he abandoned us. So, Dooch, what about you?
Yeah. So as we discussed on the last episode that I was on, we don't actually give each other presents. We make it all about the kids and the family, and we had everybody over. But I did pick up some stuff through the irresistible Target clearance sales that were going on. So I did pick up the Masterverse Slush Head. Got him.
Let me biggin you here.
Biggin
Slush.
Yep. So I got the Slush Head. So he'll be joining my Skeletor and He-Man.
Didn't that one go pretty much straight to discount? Like, isn't that a newer one?
No, he came out about the same time as the Clawful and the Ram Man.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought he was like really recent.
Yeah, he was the Target exclusive. All the new adventures are Target exclusive.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Show up a lot of places.
Okay.
So yeah, I managed to pick him up. And then I did, even though Target tried to stop me, I did get the Point Dread and Talon Fighter from the Origins.
What do you mean they tried to stop you?
So you can unambiguous me for the story. So I do the Target pickup because I don't want to drive to the store and have someone grab the last one. So I do the Target pickup for Slush Head, and we got 3 Targets that are about equidistance in our area. And, so basically I had pickups from all 3 Targets on that day when all the master stuff went on clearance because like one Target had Point Dread, one Target had Slush Head, the other Target had the Clawful and Ram Man that I also picked up. So I end up hitting 2 of the Targets in the same day and doing my pickup orders. The 3rd Target that had the Point Dread, I'm like, well, I'm not going to make it there today. You got like 3 days to pick it up. So I'm like, I'll get there. When I finally get over to that one, I'm sitting out there forever and they're not coming out with it. And finally a lady comes out and she's like, we're trying to find it. We're not sure where it got put. And I'm like, okay. And so I'm waiting a little bit longer. And then they come out and they go, well, we can't find it. So here's a $10 gift card and we're canceling your order.
Oh,
yeah. So I'm like, all right. So then I pop on. Well, actually, first I check the Targets in the area and nobody else has in stock. So then I pop on Amazon and they're actually price matching it. So that one's actually from Amazon, but still the $15.97 like Target had it for.
and you got the $10 gift card.
And I got a $10 gift card for waiting
Very
out
nice.
there. So
it doesn't sound like they tried to stop you. It just sounds like they did.
But I still acquired it.
But not from them.
No. So they lost my money. So actually they lost out. They're in short $10 now out of the Dooch overall sale.
And they're going to find that somewhere at some point and then have to sell it to somebody else.
Right.
We had a couple more people jump in the chat. We got Mark Rivera out there. We've got Eddie just popped in and Jordan. So welcome, guys.
What's up, guys?
Yeah. Anything else, Dooch? Is that it?
Nope, that's what I picked up past week or so.
Well, Jesse, I have a lot of stuff, including one that's going to take a while. So people may want to tune out for mine. So I'll go ahead and kick it to you first. What do you got?
So I'm going to show this one because I mentioned it before, but I got from Curtis at Legion's Con my Thistlethorn test shot all boxed up. So I thought I can grab that off the wall real quick.
That's beauty.
Yeah. So I got that, but
and you've got one. Didn't you say you have one that's like signed by the Horsemen and stuff too, like a regular Thistlethorn?
Yeah, Mike Casper gave it to me at PowerCon last year because he was like, "Did you get one while you were in line?" I was like, "No, I left it for someone else," and he just handed me his, and I was like, "Well, I got to get you to sign it." And then my coworker John Arminio from the comic shop was hanging out last week, and he gave me a card. He always does cards, but he gave me this little package, and I was like, "Is it okay if I wait and open these on Christmas?"
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I guess if you want to. I was like, because I'm not going to have anything to open. So he got me 2 pins, Lord of the Rings pins. He's done this before. This one says, "Boil, mash them, stick them in a stew." It's a bunch of potatoes. So
nice, or eat them raw.
But it's a great line from the movie. And then the other one is it's kind of got the Arwen theme to it, and it says "There is still hope."
Okay.
Kind of like elvish stuff on there, and hope is a huge part of huge thing for me. So that's some stuff. And I got some cash from my parents yesterday, my dad and stepmom, when I was over at their house. But I'm not gonna show that off on here. And I did see. It's not really a gift, but I went and saw Godzilla -1 last night after hanging out at my parents. So,
and what were your thoughts?
I thought it was really cool. Really cool. Probably one of the best Godzilla movies. I saw someone else post this comment, and I was like, it does something a lot of the other Godzilla movies don't accomplish, and it makes you hate Godzilla. Like he is the monster. Like
he's the bad guy.
I mean, like this. Yeah, it's.
And now this is separate from like the whole Godzilla Kong universe thing, right? Is that?
Yeah, it could. I mean, the creature design is different, but like story wise, it's still it almost feels like it's not a remake, but it's very reminiscent of the original movie. Like it's set in like 45, 47, after the the end of the war and everything. And it's definitely more in line with the original Godzilla. But because the timeline of all those, the way it works in the legendary universe, it still could line up, but it's not. It's not part of that world.
It just confused me because like -1 came out in theaters and they're like dropped a trailer for Godzilla Kong like right at the same time. I'm like, well, that's weird.
Yeah, and
I don't follow
Monarch
Godzilla
series
that well.
going, and that Monarch series is like the Kong Godzilla universe, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This was just the first time I realized that there were kind of 2 separate universes going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, the Toho stuff is always going to be like the original, like it's the original Japanese production. You know, they've got their own take on it, and then anything that's American is kind of its own different take on it.
My son's all about the Godzilla Kong stuff. I tried to take him to see -1, and we lasted maybe the first 10 minutes, and after there's like literally like a nighttime attack on a beach that Godzilla attacks some soldiers, and after that scene my son goes, I want to leave, and I'm like, okay, and we left, and I asked him, and he goes, I like it when Godzilla has to fight other things that are like Godzilla. When he's attacking people, he's a beast, and it scares me. I'm like, okay, that's simple enough. So we're gonna hit up the new Godzilla one when that hits next year, but no Godzilla -1 for him at least.
I don't know that I've ever seen any of like the original Godzillas. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Oh, really?
The first one,
or maybe not like all of them. You know what I mean? Like I've never like sat down and watched beginning to end. I'm sure I've seen parts, but yeah.
I watched the very first one leading up to seeing -1, and I like that one, but I kind of dig movies of that era because it's got that B movie vibe about it, even though it's Japanese and stuff. And then they do a remake where Raymond Burr is in it, and it's almost like when they put an actor in and they green screen him, and then the rest of the movie around him is happening, because it's like they filmed him, but then they edited him into the original movie to make an American version not long after the Japanese version came out. And that was weird to watch shortly after the other one, but I like the original. It's worth a look.
I like the old school King Kong versus Godzilla, like, whatever it was, like 40 years ago, 30 years ago, because it's like, Godzilla is like terrorizing things, all this kind of stuff. And they just go out and they're like, okay, well, we've heard about this, giant ape over here, and we're going to go get him and bring him over here, and we're going to face them off against each other and just have them kill each other in the process. And, I've kind of used that like throughout life. Like whenever I have, somebody that's really causing me a lot of problems, I find another person that's been causing me problems, and I kind of pit them against each other. I work a way to get them to fight each other and hope that they take each other out in the process. So
1962 is when that one came out.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like it.
I will say lots of love in the chat. Sig and Billy and Hedgehog, they're all going. They're saying that's -1's picture of the year. Like,
oh, cool.
It's definitely up there for me. Yeah.
I mean, in fairness, there wasn't a lot of great stuff this year, but
I will say, just real quick, just because we're on movies and everything, we did watch The Marvels yesterday as a family, and actually one of my most enjoyed Marvel movies of the year.
Really?
So, yeah.
Where did you watched it at the theater, or you watched it? Where did you watch it?
Right in my living room.
Is it streaming somewhere?
Yes.
Oh,
on his living room.
It was streaming to my living room
because I was waiting for it to come to streaming, but okay, got it.
But yeah, it was. I highly recommend it. And I can't stand the original Captain Marvel, and I thought it was a god awful movie, and I have not watched it since. But I would rewatch The Marvels.
Okay,
yeah, it was
beautiful. Well, I guess I will start going through some of my stuff here. So let me embiggen myself. So first off, I've got these. I'm not going to take them out of the bag, but I got these little figures from my son. Got me this little Flash and oh, you're fine. Flash and Shazam. I don't know what they are, but
speaking of Captain Marvel.
So yeah, exactly. But you can't call him that. Then Santa got me a gift, and by Santa I mean I bought myself a gift, but then had my wife wrap it up for me, which was a bunch of Battle Beast that I had ordered. They're ones that I was missing.
Was that a shepherd Battle Beast with a cane for Christmas? Like he's
it is a pug.
He would fit right into a nativity scene.
Yeah. Then we've got the walrus one. I've got the rhinoceros, or rhinoceros, as I call it. The octopus And then
Spider-Man color scheme for the octopus.
Yeah, and then the elephant, which was always one of my favorites. Well, he's got the little club hand.
What?
So, yeah.
Is he wearing
I like
a
his
police
little hat.
hat?
What's that?
Is that a police hat on him? Like,
No, it's just a cosmic-y
Oh, gotcha.
kind of. Yeah.
okay, there it is.
So-
Gotcha.
All right, I'm
Um,
trying something with the layout. Bear with me. Keep going.
They all had.
I'd always wanted to mess around and figure out how to do this, Jesse.
There we
Thank
go.
you.
So now,
They-
now you can see it. Now we get to be involved instead of just.
Oh, that's
voices.
cool. They all had thermal
gonna put
rubs,
my
but I
pants
couldn't
back
get
on
any of
then.
the thermal rubs to work. Like I used a heat gun. I like rubbed the crap. I couldn't get the thermal rubs to work, but they do have them.
You couldn't get them
Um,
hot enough. Is that what you're saying?
I guess. So then I had a couple of my kids had ordered stuff from Wolf King because they know like that's just easy. Like you can order anything from Wolf King, I'll be good. So one of my daughters ordered this alien head. And then with that, because they put in the notes, my kids, they're shysters. They put in the notes that it was for me. And so Lynn threw in a bunch of extra stuff. So he threw in, some of these new heads that he's got out there. I don't know what it is, but it's the one that I did for the raffle for Toys for Tots. I really like that sculpt. He sent one of these. It's like a kind of a dragonish head that I think goes on the.
Nice.
Who's the big guy in
Digar.
Cosmic? Digar, yeah. And then one of my daughters, I'm not gonna open up and send this baggie, but she had ordered me the like weasel set, and then with it, Lynn sent one of the pieces that I've been looking for a long time, which is this big bad boy that goes on Slog, which is like a beastly, I don't know, apish, wolfish, whatever creature. So I'm looking for. I picked up an extra Slog at Legion's Con to repaint the whole thing and use this. So I'm excited for that.
I was just looking up, Curtis, real quick here. It looks like there are some sites that sell replacement heat rubs for Battle. Yeah, Billy got the same thing.
Very nice.
Yeah, I didn't look too
That's
deep,
cool.
but there
I like
are definitely some stuff out there, options for putting new rubs on them.
Yeah, if you have a link for that, Billy, shoot that to me because I would definitely be interested. I'm trying to slowly acquire the whole collection of Battle Beast, but I'm quite a bit away from it. So
Isn't that like 200 and some? You said
it's a lot. So then my wife had snuck away at Legion's Con and picked me up a custom
that's never a good sign.
for Christmas from Arthas. I had went to Arthas's table and bought a whole bunch of these gray dwarves, and he kept putting stuff out like all throughout the weekend, and apparently he put this one out and I didn't see it, and my wife picked up this guy for me, and yeah, that thing is amazing.
Nice.
I love it. So he's going right in with my gray dwarves. Then last year for Christmas, I got this picture that I took with My Wife Is Gonna Kill Me boys with Fat Curtis. So I had that up. And so this year she got me a new one with less Fat Curtis. Still fat, but not quite as fat. So, but yeah.
And she spelled Moik Tickum right this year. Good job.
Yeah, this time she got the T in there. Last year she forgot the T. She thought it was My Wife Is Gonna Kill Me. Not going to kill me. So she got the T in there this year.
God, those dudes are hot. And
Yeah.
Curtis is there too.
Yes. And then my favorite gift, and this is the one that's going to take a little bit.
Uh-oh.
She got me one of these last year, and I told her I want one every year now. It's this little book that she got me from Shutterfly, where she took a bunch of pictures from the weekend from Legion's Con and put it into this book, kind of a little memory keepsake thing. Like I said, I had one for 2022, and I told her I just absolutely loved it. I need one every year. So this was the cover of this year's. You guys may know from the Curtis Con 2023 shirts.
I almost wore that shirt today too.
What's that? I don't know what that is.
It was this thing that a bunch of guys had showed up in this live show and were wearing this shirt dedicated to me with this great artwork done by my buddy. So yeah, it was pretty cool. So it starts out and it's got me and my wife and my son at intern with Jeremy there. Then just some more pictures of kind of waiting outside at intern and stuff inside of intern. Some of the stuff that you see like in the lobby and Eric doing his sculpting session. Last year, she didn't have any words in here. This time there's some words to go with the picture so I can practice reading. There's some of the prop studio and some of the other stuff upstairs. Over here, you got my wife painting on Brian's Dio. So don't show that to Brian. Here we've got, we were hanging out with Sherry and we got the different sessions with like Nate and Trevor and that. There's, as my son was painting up he got that bust and he was like shaking. He was so excited and nervous. They handed him the bust.
Yeah.
And he was like shaking. And then good picture of me and my wife. She makes me look better, but just, like the aura of her makes me look not so shitty. Here's, me with my little fur with Steven and just hanging out with some Wig Tickum guys. Then from G-Con, you got me over here kissing a meal and just some different stuff from the G-Con event. She got some good shots of my table. We didn't get any shots of Jesse because this was during setup and he swiped the phone out of our hands. Then later on, we got a picture with Jesse and he was smiling. So that's later on. And then she went around getting a bunch of, she like took pictures with like Jim and Eric and Sherry. She took pictures with like everybody.
Nice.
So she's got a bunch of pictures of her in there. Let's see. We've got some with just some people in there. We got some Jeremy and Trevor and Anthony Houseal. Got Happy Birthday Cookie. So Cookie, if you're watching this, happy birthday, Cookie. We had Captain Firebeard Baker showed up. I was not expecting it. That was a cool surprise. Got the Swedes down here.
Because I got to point out,
yeah,
we're in a chat with him. I mean, there's a bunch of other people in there, and he talked about coming in this chat that Curtis is a part of.
In fairness, that chat has like 1 million links and reels and pictures and everything every single day, so it's hard to keep up. There's the Trevor kiss. This is probably the highlight of the book. So yeah, whatever it is in there. I was actually kind of hoping this would be the cover, but I'm okay with the Curtis Con being the cover.
It had to be.
Yeah. Then we've got the live show. So starting over here at the live show, and then all of a sudden these guys show up. These guys show up with these cool shirts. Take over. So. Then there's the picture with me and the my wife is gonna kill me guys. You got the double tattoos. So just some more pictures with folks. We got Dennis Derby. He was loving some Darla Capes. He was talking about it all weekend. We really appreciate that. He was hyping her up. Got Danny down there, Dork Lair, and then I think I know these guys here.
Nah.
Yeah. These cool guys, a little off-world action. She put in a whole Legion's Ladies page, so there's a lot of Legion's Ladies stuff in there. It's cool to see them all get together. And then this is one of my other favorite photos right here with Jeremy. There's another cool one with Jeremy coming up.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Just some more pictures at the table and throughout the con, different, people getting stuff from us, purchasing things. And then some more photos, just people stopping by, hanging out. And then we get to our live show. So here's our live show, and this is one of my favorite photos right here. We're doing the live show in the background.
Oh yeah, Jeremy. Yeah.
Yeah, Jeremy's just like looks pissed because we're doing a live show. It's like they're the only ones allowed to do one. So
That was the illegal live show that we just did in the hallway.
Yeah, and then closing it out, we got Kurzog wrapped up, and he got captured by some dwarves. We got the Wall Tour the Mad on the dash as we're on our way home, and then this was one of our pickups from Legion's Con. I got that from Rygon, the Sentinel. So, and that's it. That's my whole book. So that's my Legion's Con memories, and really happy for it. It's my favorite thing. Like my favorite. If there was a house fire and I could only pick up one thing, well, it'd have to be both books. It'd have to be two things because I would want to grab those. But yeah, I just love those. It's a great gift idea. So if you have somebody that you have, they have a hard time shopping for you, you don't know what to tell them. That's just a great idea. If you go to Legion's Con, just collect some photos, or just tell your loved one to get into the Cabal and look for all of Cullen's post, because I think that's about where half of the photos my wife came from was from Cullen. But yeah, just kind of throw those photos together in there, and then you've got a little memory book to go back on. If you ever start to feel down and having a rough day or whatever, you just go back and take a look. So there you go. That's my Christmas haul.
Very cool.
As far as the kids and my wife and stuff, though, I think everybody had a pretty good Christmas. We got up at 5 a.m, did presents. We do a round robin style where we everybody gets a present handed to them, and then we go around. Oh, yep, I forgot. Also got this hat from my daughter. She got this cool hat, and actually I wore it yesterday, and it is nice. Look at that. Yeah, I'm looking smooth, very robo-ish. But yeah, we got up at 5 a.m, went round robin, so we hand everybody a gift, and then we take turns opening it and saying who it's from and stuff. And it seemed like everybody was happy with what they got. They all had a good time. And then afterwards, turned on the fireplace, had a good several hour nap. I played Christmas Story and slept through it, woke up, saw that it was over, played it again, fell back asleep. So I slept through Christmas Story twice yesterday. That's how good of a nap I got in front of the fireplace. So, did
you watch your Raiders Christmas Miracle game?
I did watch that. I don't know what to think about that. Their defense looks really awesome.
Yep.
Their offense looks like dog shit.
Yep. Well, luckily, so does the Chiefs right now. So
yeah,
you're in good company.
But I mean, that's kind of the football that I like, though. I like smash mouth defense and running game. I don't need all the fancy offense and stuff. So I kind of like the way that they're playing right now. But we'll see. They still have a slim chance of the playoffs, but they need a lot of things to happen. So, but it was fun. The only thing I like better than a Raiders win is a Chiefs loss. So, yeah, it was a good day. So,
yeah, it's been a fun season for the league in general, just because no one's been insanely dominant. And I like that, where everyone's got a shot. I mean, we got 2 weeks left in the season, and there's only a handful of teams that are actually eliminated.
Well, and every time that somebody starts to look dominant, somebody takes them out.
Right.
It's like Vikings started looking good, and then no. And then the Bills looking no, and then Lions. Chiefs, and then like last night the Niners get destroyed after they've seemed unstoppable, and so there's a lot of who knows really what's going to happen. So we'll see.
Exactly. But, that's what I like.
Yeah.
Jesse, Sean, wake up.
But it was.
I'm sorry, you're talking about
sports ball.
Sports ball. Yeah,
it was a good day.
I had to sit there and watch
football and naps and everything. So, yeah.
You had to watch what?
I watched my fill of sports ball yesterday with my dad for the next 5 years.
Beautiful.
Which game did you watch?
I don't even remember.
No.
because the channel would change. Like
I was waiting for him to say like the blue guys versus the green guys or something.
No, it was the Eagles. It was the Eagles versus the Giants.
So it was the blue guys versus the green guys.
It was.
It's actually
it
was actually the black guys versus the white guys.
They're talking about somebody brought that up that they need to do a Pro Bowl that's the white guys versus the black guys.
Because that's what their uniforms were. The Eagles were in black with like hints of green, and the Giants were all white with some hints of red or something like that. But it was a thing. But like the channel kept changing, and like he would literally like change the channel and then change it back before the other channel fully loaded. I was like, Dad, what do we do? Like, I was going insane.
My father-in-law is like that. If he gets bored for even a second in the middle of a movie, TV show, football game, like anything, he will click around. And I'm like, no, I pick what I'm watching and I watch it from beginning to end. Yeah, that drives me nuts.
The only thing he lingered on for more than like 5 seconds was A Christmas Story. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the worst Christmas ever.
Wow.
I also took my daughter out driving yesterday for a little bit, so that was all right. She did pretty good. She ran over a curb though, but other than that, she did all right.
As long as there was no damage to the vehicle, it didn't happen.
No.
I got to take my daughter to get during break here.
Yeah, she's got to go get her license, but I don't know if this is everywhere, but at least in Missouri, like as soon as they get their license, you have to put them on your insurance, even if they're not going to drive. So once they're a licensed driver, they have to be on your insurance. So, she's been kind of holding off. Like she's 4 months away from being 18. And she's had her permit now for a year and a half, but she hasn't had the money to pay for insurance. Cause I told her, they gotta, you get your license, you gotta start paying for the insurance because it goes up considerably with a kid on your policy. So we'll see.
Sig, I don't know about where Curtis is, but I know unfortunately we haven't had any snow here yet. Well, we've had snow, but nothing that's stuck. So it
was like in the upper 50s, maybe even low 60s.
We hit 62 yesterday. We had heat off, windows open, like it was.
Yeah,
it was beautiful.
It was pretty nice out. And today, right now it's 41 outside, but it looks great.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but you guys, what's Pennsylvania doing for you?
It's like in the 50s.
Yeah,
I want to say. Yeah. Like I went for a walk last night around 10, 11 o'clock last night around the neighborhood, and all I had was a hoodie on and jeans. And, wasn't even cold for a minute. It was blowing my mind. So.
Steve-O says, yay, finally get to watch episode of OffWorld live. That's because we didn't let Cullen know that we were going live so that he could do one of his live chats during our show. So that was the one benefit of doing an impromptu show, is that Cullen couldn't undercut us and get everybody to go there.
Yeah, I mean, even with Curtis bribing Facebook to get rid of the rooms, it still didn't work because they figured out a workaround. So.
I know, sons of. So what do you guys? Is everybody off work today?
Oh yeah, I don't go back till Thursday. So.
Oh, nice.
Because Monday was our holiday, so actually, Christmas Day is the one day no one's allowed to work. Every other holiday we can choose to work or not.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, I would have chose not to. But yeah, so Monday was my holiday, and then Tuesday and Wednesday are my normal days off. So nice 3-day weekend.
Sean and Jesse, you guys are all
Sean
off work today. Oh yeah, Sean, you said you're gonna start back up Wednesday, right?
I have like a little bit I could do today, but it's only like one ad that I need to design, so I'm not worried about that as much. So it all kicks back into gear tomorrow, pretty much. So yeah.
And then I think me and Jesse go back tomorrow. You go back, right, Jesse, tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Well, any good plans for today? I think I might do some painting. What are you guys up to?
I think my wife wants to go hit like the clearance aisle. Not other than that, not much. Not much at all.
Yeah.
A lot of people are using their gift cards from Christmas today. So a lot of gift card shopping. Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere near a store today if I can help it.
Gotcha.
Probably just, I don't know. I might paint, might watch something on the TV. I don't know.
I might start a studio. I don't know if anybody will join in, but I may just start one and do some painting. Got to work on my Joe custom. So
Someone will always jump in. You know that.
yeah. So beautiful.
Real quick here.
Go ahead.
You guys might have talked about it Friday. I can't remember when it actually happened, but Hasbro Pulse. You guys hear about that? They released a bunch of old stock.
I did not see that.
So yeah, they released.
But they don't have any stuff to send you when you buy something and it's broken.
Well, they'll send you a D&D figure.
What did you not get, Jesse?
No, a couple years ago, I got the Peter B. Parker from the Into the Spider-Verse, and like the elbow is fused, like the joint. Like, the plastic was melted. Like I could not get the elbow to bend, and they'd been out for a while, and I'd never seen it again. So I messaged like, "Hey, I got this. It was, it's defective." I sent pictures, all the receipt, all that jazz. And they're like, "Okay, we'll send you something, from the same line of equal value. We just don't have any more of that in stock." And this was what Curtis was making fun of the other night. It was literally like from the kids line. It wasn't even that same line. It wasn't a Marvel Legend. It was like the 3 points of articulation manga spider like robot with the girl. And it was just like, what am I? Yeah.
Hasbro's a small company. They're just trying to make it.
Trying to make their way through the world. Yeah, you
gotta give them a break.
I was trying to find
to take care of their people.
I was trying to give them their broken figure back, and I've since found it again, so I don't need one. Thank you, Steve.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Steve-O is trying to help you out.
But yeah, I want to say it was the Unicron and maybe the
Hedgehog said something about Unicrons.
The Star Wars skiff. But yeah, they opened it up to the premium Pulse members first. And the Proton Pack. So it was like some of their early crowdfunding stuff. Obviously, the customers
on the back and they split.
Blitzwing's down to
Ghostbusters
$30.
Yep, Sky Striker was on there. But yeah, so they opened up the Hasbro Pulse.
Try to rattle my boys. That's not legal.
Sold out in like 5 minutes. And of course the internet was pissed about it. But I got to give them credit. I'm like, how else are you supposed to do that?
Up to us, we got to take control. Gotta take control. Gotta.
What?
Who are you gonna call? He-Man.
Yeah.
They're doing Ghostbusters 2 right now.
Yeah, there we are. Well, since you missed the other night, which was supposed to be our really love affair, talking about how much we enjoyed each other's friendship and enjoying each other all year long, and you missed us. Correct. Do you have a lightning round you can end us with here that was supposed to be for the other day, so we can close this out?
I probably do somewhere.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, while you look for that, the Have You Ever, we did discuss the past one. Which was, what was the last one? Kiss Kiss Bang Bang?
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, and then the new one is Johnny Dangerously.
Johnny Dangerously, which is on Max right now.
Yep.
So,
never heard of it.
Well, there you go. Now you know.
I don't have Max. Oh, that's not.
Well,
don't worry.
I got on Max. I mean,
while he's doing the lightning round, real quick. So I keep forgetting about this. I did get this.
Ooh, nice.
Trevor, gorgeous print. This is one of my favorite photos he's ever taken. Encapsulates what I love about Mythic Legions. And when I showed it to my wife, she goes, "Please don't do any more of that." So I found the limit that she has of what collecting makes sense to her, because she can understand me wanting to get the figures, but taking photos doesn't make sense to her. And I'm like, okay, I got the one I want. I'm good.
It must have had an impact though, because those are the 2 figures she got you, isn't it?
I think that's probably what it was. She's like, I remember the bear, and there was some half naked guy. I think these are the guys, and that was the end of it. But yeah, it's like I'm not saying it as a swipe against Trevor in any way, shape, or form, but it blew my mind that she's been cool with me doing comics. I've collected movies of points. I've collected figures, but somehow action figure photography is where she draws the line of what I can spend the money on now.
Is that one of the? Is that
Sorry,
the metal
Trevor.
print, or is that the like just the regular print?
This one, it's like it's not just like a regular print. It actually looks a little like metallic at points.
Okay. Because I know he did some metal ones.
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was one of those.
I went on because he did post about it, and I saw there were like 6 left. I'm like, this is the one I need, and I don't want to miss out on this one. So thank you, Trevor, for that. Really happy I got it. My wife is questioning a lot about me apparently, but I don't care because I've always been that guy.
The only Trevor print that I have is the my wife is going to kill me, the Furious 4 one around the table. Yeah. And I love it. The only problem is like where I've got it hung. It's a little too small for where I sit, like in the living room. So I think I need to see if he's got a bigger one of that. So because I love that print. I think if it was a little bit bigger, it would be cool. So, dude, you got a lightning for us?
Not a lightning, but
okay.
I got a question here.
Okay.
Apparently I never finished my full lightning round. It was a hell of a week, guys.
That's fine.
I'm glad to be on the other side. But the start of it was, and I got this one question for you. We'll just go Curtis, Jesse, Sean, top to bottom.
Okay.
What's one toy you begged Santa for but never received?
Ooh. Begged Santa for it, never received.
Yeah, what's your thing like to this day? You're like, man, if I could have just gotten that. Curtis probably got everything.
I really did. I really did.
Never got?
The only thing I can think of is from the Cops and Crooks line. I got most of the figures, but I never got Bulletproof because they were sold out at the stores.
Yeah.
And my dad made this dumbass joke. He would go around like, because that year, for whatever reason, that was like a big toy that year, or the line was a big group of toys that year, and they were sold out like almost everywhere. And my dad had this joke where he would go and they would see that the shelves would be empty, and then they'd ask some associate and they would say that they're sold out. And my dad would say, man, you can't find a cop anywhere when you need one. and he thought it was so
great,
fucking funny. Like he must have. My mom said he must have told it at like 10 different stores, and to this day he still thinks it's absolutely fucking hilarious. So, but yeah, I think I got every other figure from that line, or at least the beginning of that line, besides Bulletproof. So,
nice. Jesse.
I mean, we never really did Santa.
Well,
so
you know what I mean, though. What's a toy you really
no.
wanted?
I'm just trying to think. Like,
we got you from Steve O'Beg, Eduardo's OG Megatron and Optimus. Sig never got Voltron because he was poor. So.
I mean, I always wanted, Optimus Prime as a kid.
Yeah.
Or Shockwave, the purple laser gun one. But yeah, those two I always wanted, never got those. So I've overcompensated and I have like a dozen different Optimus Primes now.
There you go. As we do.
But not still not the original.
Yeah.
Gonna try to track down one of those reissues they did a while back at some point.
Yeah.
Just to have it. But yeah.
I love when they do the reissues and the price point is like, 20 times higher than what it originally. It's like the exact same figure. You had no new tooling, but like now all of a sudden it's like 20 times more expensive. But anyway, go ahead, Sean.
I got to admit, I was a little like Curtis. My parents really didn't let me down too much, but I want to say the one thing, it wasn't a figure, but it was a play set. I really, really wanted the Hive from Sectars that year. And my guess is I probably also asked for General Spydrax because he was the leader of the bad guys. Neither of which ended up under my tree because my mom specifically hated that toy line because the puppets just freaked her out because they looked, the furriness and all that stuff was enough for her to just go, I don't want this in my house. So I was lucky to get the figures I got in that toy line. And I barely had any villains. I always had the good guys. So, but no Hive, no Spydrax.
Joe says, I got everything I wanted as a kid. The disappointment came as an adult. So there you go.
He peaked early.
Henri says Rodimus Prime because he was greatest. Well, first of all, Rodimus Prime sucks. And Hot Rod is way better, just FYI. I'm talking about as a figure. Like, forget about the movie and everything like that. Like, figure-wise, Hot Rod is so much of a better figure than Rodimus Prime. So
fair enough. We won't get in that fight today. For me, it was a play set as well.
Thanks for being in the chat, and screw you for voicing your opinion.
By the way, there is a really good Hot Rod right now from 3.0 that looks fantastic. So just FYI, if you are a Hot Rod fan,
I am
3.0 that looks awesome.
If you complain to Amazon enough, you get them for free.
There you go.
Because he knows how to get them for free, and I don't. So
yeah.
That's how I get a Hot Rod.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
Oh, what was your
Dooch?
The sewer lair playset from Turtles.
Mm.
I wanted that so bad, and it never made an appearance. So,
yeah. I never even knew about this. For some reason, a lot of the big stuff, like, I don't know if it was just never at my stores, and there wasn't like internet back then, so it's not like you knew that you were missing out on this stuff. So there was a lot of stuff like that, like the USS Flag I never knew existed as a kid. The Eternia playset I never knew. I never knew about Scareglow. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I just had no clue about until I was an adult. So that sewer one is one. Like, even the Technodrome, I didn't know about any of that either. So
yeah, there was a Toys R Us like an hour and a half from where we lived that my mom would take me to right after my birthday. So once a year we go to Toys R Us, and that's when I would see like the big stuff because our local store, they didn't carry all of the stuff. Figures were pretty easy to find, but for the play sets and vehicles and everything, it was that once a year trip. So
was that your main like place to get stuff? Was Toys R Us?
Yeah, like anything beyond like a regular figure or whatever. Like that after my birthday, I remember going there and getting the Turtle Blimp and like Krang's android body, the big one. Like that's the kind of stuff that wouldn't show up at the local store. Mine
was KB Toys in the mall. Like that was, we really didn't go to Toys R Us that much, but man, we went to KB Toys all the time.
Yeah, I didn't see those until we moved out west, and that was when I was older. So
yeah, Christmases, birthdays, whatever, like they would just give us whatever money. Well, not Christmases usually until later on, but once we knew about the whole Santa thing, which I won't get into. That's for adults. But later on, they would just give us our whatever money they were going to dish out for that year and take us to KB Toys, and we could just load up. I loved KB Toys, man. That place was so good. I love that they always had the like displays in the front. Like they would have, whether it was a train set or they had something that was like moving and like doing cool shit in the front.
Barking, flipping dogs all the time.
Yeah. I remember that. The coolest thing.
Jesse would love that, especially if it was goats instead of dogs.
Oh, he'd be there.
If you get a flipping goat,
in the mall laughing at that the whole time, or one way or the other.
You can't walk down there with Jesse. We got to go around the long way.
Yeah, basically.
I totally want to find Jesse a flipping goat now. Here's your flipping goat.
we had a
goat.
So it was one of the newer malls that when we moved up here, they made this new mall, And somehow that KB toy store had stuff from 5 years ago
Yeah.
that I couldn't find anywhere else ever.
Mhm.
So it was the coolest thing because like I got into that was around like when the 87 movie, 88, 89 went on, like Ghostbusters and Batman were hitting and all that. And I remember because of Transformers the movie, I started going back and trying to find a lot of the Decepticons that were in the movie because I didn't get them as a kid. I got like more of the Autobots when I was younger, and they still had the Transformers on the shelves. So I started like I would like paw through them, and the next thing I know, near the back there's Galvatron, and it was like Christmas.
Nice.
I was losing my mind, screaming that I found Galvatron. They had Cyclonus, they had Scourge, they had a bunch. And it was like, how the hell is this 1980s? It's like, this feels like 1986, but it's really like 4 years later. How did this happen?
You're like in a time warp.
Yeah, it was like, it felt like Narnia. I just pull a little bit back, and all of a sudden I'm freaking in 1986 again, getting to watch the movie in the theater. And that was like one of the coolest experiences I ever had at a toy store. It was like everything I was wishing I could find. All of a sudden I go to that store, and there it was, just magically. It was
That's
insane.
better than Narnia, man. If you could walk through a wardrobe and all of a sudden be at a toy store in 1986, fuck.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's
like all of a sudden-
retirement. That's what we call that.
Yeah.
How did Sean get 25 Scareglows mint on card? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, until you try to hand them your today money and they're like, what is this, Monopoly money?
Exactly. That's the thing that bugs the crap out of me. It's like, I'd love to time travel, but I don't got any of that like 1986 money on hand.
Yeah.
I got to talk to Doc Brown.
You need the suitcase.
Yeah, you need to take like
Suitcase,
gold
exactly.
or diamonds or something with you. So,
Yeah, I can just picture that. Here's a diamond. I'd like Galvatron now. They just look at me and they call the cops because they think I'm a loony trying to give them jewelry instead of money.
Hedgehog says that he had goats growing up. He was in 4-H for years, so he went from 4-H to 4-H. There you go.
All these people bragging about how long they've been into Four Horsemen before the rest of us.
Yeah. I was in 4-H at the beginning. I was in
I was
4-H
in the
when they were
4-H
doing
before
goats.
they made toys.
Right.
Goats.
I was at the forest when they were raising screaming goats before they made action figures. Really?
Yeah. My wife has a friend that she went to high school with that she still hangs out with, and she is married to a DNR officer, and they run one of the local county parks out here. They actually live in there and everything, and they've got goats and horses and cattle and pigs and everything, and they do like those tours. So
Can you get Jesse in there?
yeah, we go like they literally live on the property, or we
I
go
have
just
no
for like a
shortage
birthday
of places
or whatever.
like, I can go see goats if I want to go see goats.
Can you walk them and pet them? And
Yeah, I got to
Like,
go
they just
in
have-
to my one friend Jim like helps take care of the goats at the church I used to work at, and like I got to go in like the day after one of the
nice.
kids was born, and got to like see it and hold it and everything, and it was like a day old. It was
Nice.
adorable.
I love it. I'm glad you got to experience that, Jesse.
You missed Jesse on our show the other day talking about sleeping with goats. So
That is not at all what that story was.
If you are interested in that
Really?
story, guys, go ahead and check out the latest episode of OffWorld.
I think it was on Shooting the Shelf, and I
Oh,
believe
Shooting
I
Sorry.
fell asleep
with goats.
while at a Christmas play
Yeah, you
on
did.
some sheep.
Okay.
We've been
Oh,
They
there.
were
sorry.
laying down in the
Sorry,
pasture.
slept with
There's
sheep,
a
not
huge
goats.
difference between sheep and goats.
Okay, he slept with sheep. Sorry, guys. Didn't mean to mislead you.
Sheep don't fight back as much.
I'm pretty sure you did mean to mislead your whole thing.
We
All
didn't
right.
sleep with, we just slept together. There's a
There
difference.
you go. Well, we're right at an hour. I think that's pretty much it, unless you guys got anything else.
I'm good.
We do have
Stan,
a
like, screw you guys. I want to go play with my toys now.
I was gonna say, are you doing anything this week? I know Jesse's got D&D.
No, I don't.
No, not this week.
I thought.
Oh,
it was
look,
this week.
someone else doesn't pay
It's-
attention to the chat.
It's supposed to be. It's the 5th week, but for some reason they're taking off. So we don't
Oh.
know if we're doing something or not.
Gotcha.
To be determined. I know we have a show next Sunday, but I also don't know what time.
Yeah, Jesse was supposed to let us know, and he hasn't.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, it's scheduled for 1 o'clock next Sunday afternoon. So
Oh, perfect.
I was
Eastern?
waiting to hear back from all you guys as to when worked for you, but no one was offering anything. So I just made
Gotcha.
a decision.
I'm glad. Steve-O.
Zinger. All right.
So we'll have something this Friday on the OffWorld channel, Sunday on the Shooting the Shelf channel at 1 p.m. Eastern or Central?
I believe Eastern.
Yeah, we're going to switch it to Central just for this one time.
Just asking. I don't know.
All right. And I will be doing a studio here in a little bit. So thank you for joining or watching us on replay. We love you. Good night.
Happy Boxing Day.